tough fight, but he won a title early. I think it was like 9 fights in as a professional. He won a world title, but he weren't taught how to box. So he went to a man to try and teach him how to box. He had to humble himself to go to teach him how to box. I don't think Deontay Wilder will have that form of humility to say that you want to go learn how to box. Because what he realizes to me, you sacked Mark Breland, that proves to me that you got a bag of yes men around you. You know what I mean? Because anybody genuine would turn around and say, yeah, you actually did the right thing. You actually did the right thing. You actually prolonged this guy's career. But because you got some yes man around you, right, they're not going to tell you the rules. They're going to say, oh man, they should have kept the fight going because if the fight kept on going, you'd have knocked him out eventually. No, you wouldn't have. And that's that. You know what I mean? All hell the Gypsy King, right? MTK Global for life, brother.
Deontay Wilder has activated the rematch clause. It looks like we're gonna have the trilogy. What do you reckon?
Deontay Wilder's going to get paid a lot of money to get beat up again. Because they talk that's going to be Saudi Arabia. What changes can you do within that short space of time, right? This is what I'm trying to say. Deontay Wilder was laughing his head off at Anthony Joshua when Anthony Joshua lost to Ruiz, right? He was laughing his head off, right? The class of Anthony Joshua ain't laughed at, yeah? Because Anthony Joshua knows, right, these things can happen. But the difference is, this beatdown, do you know what I mean? You got to adapt. You got to change. Anthony Joshua lost the fight, but what did he do? He knew I have to make fundamental changes, right? But you can at least see like Anthony Joshua's got athleticism to make that change. He has. I complained, right, Anthony, you have some boxing people around you, and did you know? A bag of boxing people around him now. Yeah, I mean, you were privy to see him train the other day. You look like a machine, right? Exactly. But I can't see Deontay Wilder doing that. I can't see because I look in Deontay Wilder's camp. Yeah, of his people around him, I don't see not one boxing person there, apart from Mark Breland. You know what I mean? That Jay Diaz is an idiot. I'll tell you that now. Jay Diaz is the biggest punk in boxing. You know what I mean? He's disgraceful. I hate these people who are not thinking about Deontay Wilder, they think about Deontay Wilder the business and what percent they can get out of him. You know what I mean? Him and Shelley Finkel, 2 punks, because they were trying to blame Mark Breland. Mark Breland done the right thing, and I'm backing Mark Breland, a beautiful human being. Mark Breland was outside the change room crying, do you know that? Did you hear about that? He was crying, because that man said, you can't come in the change room. What, you just thought, that's your fight, this is you built your own personal relationship, you've been with the man from the get-go, and they're saying to you, no, you can't come in the change room.
Wow. These are some more words from Spencer Fearon. Very informative interview, and I agree with 100% of what he was saying. Well, 80%. But counterpunching through this from the segment I heard, I don't think that Wilder will have the humility to go to someone and say, hey, I can't box. I think he's too proud for that. So I agree. He's surrounded by yes men. I agree to that. Will he adapt? Can he adapt? I don't know. According to Spencer Fearon, he can't. But I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that. Okay, that's 10% off of my agreement with Spencer. Athleticism. I think he does have the athleticism. He's not a slow fighter. He's very tall, very rangy, and he knows he does have the power in the right hand. Now, can you teach him to box overnight? No, you can't, but you can improve on him some things. But I think what you're going to have to do, you're going to have to bring in real people that know real stuff. Now, I do with everything else, I agree with, okay? And he dropped some knowledge that I didn't know, that I just found out because I'm listening to this the first time, just like you guys heard it. Wilder was laughing his ass off when Anthony Joshua lost. He was the happiest person in the whole wide world. Skinning and grinning, high-fiving, chest bumping with Andy Ruiz. He was on top of the world because he knew, hey, I got a guy that came from nothing, that came from nowhere, that took out my rival that I may or may not wanted to fight, right? Well, Anthony Joshua showed what he could do, showed what he had to do, and he done it. Can Deontay Wilder do that? That remains to be seen. Okay, because I'm always I'm always for the underdog anyway. Tyson Fury is not the underdog. Wilder's the underdog. So I have sympathy for the underdog. That's just me by nature. Okay? But can he improve? Is there boxing people around him? No. The only person that there is really was Mark Breland. JD's is not a boxing guy. I've been telling people that. He's more like a little league coach. Okay? A high school coach football. You know what I mean? A football high school coach. Something like that. Shelly Finkel's just a manager. Okay? I blame Shelly Finkel single-handedly for destroying Deontay Wilder's career by hindering it. How did he hinder it? Kept him from big fights. Kept him from getting tested when he should have been tested. Thinking only about the money and how he can line his pockets with a guy that he may or may not be that guy. But it didn't really matter because he wasn't really designed to be that guy. He was designed to be leached off of. Okay? He was a tool. Okay? He was a pawn. All right? He was a piece of meat that they leached off of. I believe that. See, a lot of people think I criticize Deontay Wilder. The only reason I criticize him is the people around him. I criticize the people around him more so than him because I know what they're doing to him. I can see from the outside, like, look, this doesn't make sense. And a lot of people, just like me and Spencer, think the same way. Okay? When you have a guy that it took him this long, in 12, 13 years, to really start in 11, start actually fighting guys, I think they were setting him up for the kill, and I don't think that's good marketing. Maybe by the 5th or 6th year, he should have been fighting Vlad, Tyson, those type of dudes. These fights that are happening now for Deontay Wilder should have happened a long time ago. Okay? But they're not boxers. They're not boxing people. You know? I wouldn't necessarily call them punks, but they're definitely leeches. That would be my word for them. Okay? So they're not... Oh, we don't stop the fight. Well, you stop it if you give a damn about your fighter, like Mark Breland did. And what I didn't know, they wouldn't even let him in the dressing room. They wouldn't let him in the dressing room after that fight. After Deontay Wilder was defeated, and they say Mark Breland was crying because he was like, man, they wouldn't let him in, and he knew in his heart he did what was right. Okay, by stopping that fight, there's no doubt about it. Okay, and a lot of people think the same way. It's just stupid to let somebody keep continuously getting beat again and over and over and over, the same round after round. Do you think if that fight would have remained and it would have went past 7, you think that would have been the only knockdowns of Deontay Wilder's career? You think that would have been it? That would have been some Drago, Apollo Creed shit, Rocky IV shit. That would have been that type of situation. You know what I mean? And it didn't supposed to be that way. It happened the way it happened. Deontay Wilder, it happened the best possible way. Why? Did he end the fight on his back, or on his face, or on his knees? Did he end the fight like that? No, he was standing up at least, so you could at least give that man some dignity. So Mark Breland was like, no, look, I'm gonna throw it in before any of that shit happens, because that was bound to happen. It was gonna happen. You know, so it's ironic, and it's karma, baby, okay, that a guy like Wilder, laughing his ass off about Joshua, you experience the same type of situation, okay? But this isn't in a first fight with a fighter you know nothing about. This was with a fighter that you went 12 rounds with that you're supposed to knock out, or you supposed to have the knockout. Because I thought Wilder was going to knock him out. I was shocked. But it just goes to show you, okay? But back to the initial question, will Wilder get better people in? Well, if he leaves it up to the people that are already around him, I would say no. because the people that are already around him, I don't think has the best intentions for him. Okay, but I promise you, there's another video coming real soon about why. Okay, but these are more words from Spencer Fearon. You guys tell me what you think about his statements. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.